who I know are at work, in class. I understand their schedules. I understand their schedules. That's their schedule.
But then they
So
could
I'm
never
in the
come back and
office.
say that they weren't told. If you provided the opportunity, they could never come back and say that they weren't told.
I have asked.
You wouldn't have the pushback that
We
you
have the
get.
president of the United States, would
Hold
we
on.
invite him to a meeting?
I have asked at council to chair a committee, assist with a project, bring an idea. I've asked that publicly. That's the most I can do is reach out. I've had meetings with Councilman Rowland, Councilman Jones, and the others, and I have opened that door. All I can do is open it. You have to walk through. I've got work I'm trying to do on behalf of the residents, and that's all I've been doing. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say, I think the issue is not the impromptu type of meetings, like I've been here when so-and-so has come by, and I just kind of both out my way.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
But go ahead. But it's open door policy.
But, or either I got my ear on the door. But anyway, I think the issue is when there are planned meetings that you have time to schedule in advance. If you may, and I know you can't have more than what, 2 council
Without having a walking quorum.
Right.
And you can't be there with 2 discussing city business on something you're gonna have on the Monday
We'll
agenda.
just have some
So
kind
you can't do it. That's the point.
No, you can do it. You can do all things through Christ's strength. Now, let me
And the
say this.
Texas
You can
open
have-
meeting laws.
You can have,
Because I ain't going to jail for nobody.
you can have different members, and this is just an idea I'm throwing out. You can have different members of council to be associated with different commissions or committees or projects.
Based on their schedules.
And
If
I mean, you
they're working or in class, that throws all that off. But
all I'm saying, Mr. Mayor, is
yeah,
the issue
but-
Point of
is
order on that.
that.
we got a point of order.
That's
We got to
point of
stop.
order.
We got to stop.
We're mostly talking about sewer and the sewer system and those sorts of things.
Anything else on the sewer system? Yes, sir, Councilman.
I think this was a great meeting to talk about the sewer system. The mayor has communicated some of the things that many people have communicated before them in reference to trying to figure out a solution and how the city of Prairie is going to move forward with the infrastructure foundation that we've had. The city is only 49 years old. The university is 140 years old. The university, as we want to believe that it looks immaculate and perfect, we do remember where the university didn't have all the things that it has now. And so I'm asking you to stay committed to continue to move the city of Prairie View forward. In reference to the system, I don't want anyone to leave out of here thinking that we're going to get a wastewater treatment facility in less than 18 months. There's a process that goes with this, and I think part of the communication is that we talk as if what we're doing now is going to happen tomorrow. There's a process that this needs to go through TCEQ. First, we got to do the assessment that the mayor talked about. City Council Economic 4B approved for us to do this impact assessment 7 months ago. Last month, the mayor says the Texas, not Department of Agriculture, but what is it? Texas Department, no, not TCEQ. No, Texas Department of Agriculture is going to fund the grant that we approved to be funded 7 months ago. So part of this is, again, just wanting to communicate, and I think this is good because we have the opportunity to talk about things that are going to happen 18 to 24 months from now, because they're not happening, they're happening in pieces and phases. But again, if we don't have a plan where citizens and people can give input and where people can follow and track, this is someone just saying what they think is going to happen and hopefully this work. Many of the questions that council are asking is because I was on city council when after Brookside was built. I was on city council when they didn't have roads that were up to our standards and we had to take these things in and we're like, well, who approved this? The same people who are approving it now. Professionals. And so all we're saying, this has nothing to do against the mayor. We're just asking for the mayor to help work with us as far as, because we've had these experiences of people telling us that this is perfect and this is going to work, it always doesn't work that way. And I will say the mayor has never asked in advance for myself to be at any meetings prior to meet with anyone in reference to this particular issue, which I happen to have some experience on because I have been here. This is being my 7th year. And so again, I have nothing against the mayor. This is for the benefit of the city. And I think that if we work together, I think we will get there. And it's the citizens who are going to push us to, again, set our differences aside and move the benefit of the community. But again, Ms. Webster talked about President Donald Trump. In reference to this conversation, we have to have, as a city council person, their role is to communicate to the community about things that are going on. So if I needed information or more information, or people ask me what's going on and I do not know, who am I supposed to go to? The mayor. And so again, we're saying that that is our role. It may not, people like sausage, but they don't like how it's made. All we're saying is that we're going to continue to make sausage and making Prairie View great. I think everybody who's elected wants Prairie View to be great. But we have to figure out a process. Until we get that process down on how we make that perfect Prairie View sausage, we got to...
Keep on, sir. Come on, come on. Keep
I
on.
wish people would stop disrespect me, and then you...
When I start talking, I get cut off.
So in reference to the grant, I'm saying that this is important. But if you look back, no one can tell me for the last 12 months, when we've had a discussion and dialogue like this, we have asked, meaning City Council, have asked for certain things to be on the agenda, to talk about these same things. We asked for the city engineer to be on the agenda last meeting. We asked for the people who approve our plans to be on the agenda to talk about these same things. I don't think it is a slight. Again, we're just saying we just need to open up our view and not have tunnel vision, because again, the mayor is the leader of our community. But again, we all have differences of the way we want to drive here. Some may go left, some may go right. At the end of the day, the community wants a plan, not talk, of what we're going to do in reference to grant, wastewater treatment facility, and in reference to grants that are coming in, and how this grant that's going to first happen at Alta Vista is going to tie in with the grant that we had before. That's $1 million grant that's supposed to come in and update the backside of the city. All these things, we can't just say, oh, I'm working on this grant and working on this grant, working on this grant, and we never have an opportunity to connect grant A to grant B to grant C to show how our plan is. And so again, it's opportunities like this being one of the first ones, that we're able to put these ideas out. So now when the mayor says, well, council doesn't want this, no, council wants exactly what you want. We just want it to be communicated to and respected, because as Ms. Combs said, communicating to council is important, and we walk beside you, not behind you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And there's just one quick thing that I want to educate all of you in response to what my councilman said. There's some, as you say, we all have separate roles. On the charter, one of the duties of the council, not the mayor, duties of the council, item H, provide for a sanitary sewer and water system and require property owners to connect their premises with said sewer and water systems, and provide for penalties for failure to make sanitary sewer connections. So while my councilmen are constantly telling me what's my plan, if you read the charter, it said that's a councilmatic duty. And the council has not done it, so I'm doing what I need to move it forward. But all I'm saying is, councilman, as you say, in working together, your job and your fellow council members' job is to handle this water sewer thing. It's been going on long before you got here 7 years ago, and certainly long before I got here. It's being addressed now. So we got Texas Water Development Board, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Y'all are welcome to meet with either or both. Mr. Leindecker, who is the city engineer that you requested to come, is a city engineer that you and the other council members voted to renew his contract, knowing he supervised this building, which has somewhere around $600,000, $700,000 of work we need on it now, and it's only going on 10 years old. Or like you said, Brookside, you all voted him in back then, you voted him in now. I'm working with what y'all gave me to deal with. Now, he has standing meetings, so you understand the schedule. He has standing meetings at other council situations. Getting him here has been more than difficult. Even approving some of the projects, I had to have two people, one guy, a builder, and his engineer go over to his Katy office today because we couldn't get him here. Because things have to move regardless of who's in place. But I'm only working with what y'all gave me. So I agree with you. He has a lot of flaws that y'all don't know nothing about. But you all are the one that elected, selected him as city engineer, and I'm having to deal with him. So when I can't get him here, I can't get the guy that y'all told me y'all wanted your city engineer.
Okay, can we wait till April the 17th to have your political debates and discussions? Because I think it's rather taxing on the citizens, because this has gotten into a back and forth political debate that needs to be in that specific format.
Good point. Anything else on the water, sewer situations? Yes, sir.
I'm sorry for sounding stupid.
No, only if you don't ask it, Ms. Anderson.
Right, but the whole purpose of the meeting tonight was to get the names on the check in order to distribute the money. That's gonna happen Monday now. Am I clear or did I misunderstand?
Well, I only vote in case of a tie, so you have to ask the council member about that.
Oh.
It's supposed to be on the agenda Monday. How this meeting came about, the council, I think I got an email that we're having a meeting, a special call meeting. I was notified, just like the community was notified about this meeting, which is part of what we said, communication. Again, other councils may have had prior other arranged meetings or things. I had something to speak at. What we're saying is that it's supposed to be on the agenda on Monday. We asked for it at the last meeting, that when the mayor was not here at the last meeting, we asked for the mayor to be at the meeting and that we get additional information. Because again, one of the changes he did say he made was the signatures. One of the council people had brought up a question about the signatures. That now the mayor says has changed. So again, there was some things that needed to happen, and they've happened. And so all we're saying is that we asked for it to be back on the agenda for the next meeting, and so then it will move forward.
And then our project won't be affected at all. We can proceed immediately.
No, I mean, I don't think it should be, but I can only speak for myself.
And your point is a good one, because one thing I want to make sure everybody understands while we're, just kind of sharing, I did not see that resolution. I did not see the signatures. It came from the project manager guy, and he got it here in time for Ms. Dickey to put it in the packets. I was going to Kansas City to try to go get us that couple of $1 million for the smart city. So when you start saying about the scheduling of meetings, that's my role. That's my life. I respond to, and sometimes I don't have the ability or opportunity to see it. So you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can't invite someone to take a look at something, and what we tend to do, so you all understand procedurally, we email out the information to council members. Am I right, Ms. Dickey? When the agendas or whatever, this meeting and others, we email them out because that's what council requested that we do. So we email them, and then, you have the paper thing. So council typically knows, and then we do a robocall for the benefit of residents, because I believe, like council, residents have a right to know too, and that's how we got here this evening. Because if there, as Councilman Rowland said, if the council needed some more information, then a part of that, hopefully the two council members that was here, two of them said they couldn't be here, Councilman Williams and Councilman Paulette Matthews Barnett, they let me know they had other commitments. But that's why this is here. And again, for the public, because even if you don't live on one of these streets, I wanted you to understand through our wastewater professionals, this affects you. You don't have to live in this neighborhood.
Are they gonna be here Monday so that if the council has any questions, everything can be addressed?
They're-
Will be here Monday?
They've been in almost every meeting.
Okay, I just want,
Yeah.
we're just trying to make sure it keeps going forward.
Right.
Sure.
You know, the rehearsing back and forth, we wanna make sure we go forward.
Right.
And
No,
they have a right to make sure that every question is answered.
absolutely.
So we
But
need to make sure council.
engineers, for those of you who don't come to the meetings and understand schedules, when we have a project, as Councilman Rowe, engineers were here. Our wastewater
Okay.
treatment, we bring the folks, because I don't know that stuff.
We just don't wanna lose another meeting, that's all. I just wanna make sure you all have what you need, that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else on the wastewater sewer treatment plant project? Thank y'all so much for coming, I appreciate you coming out.
Oh, there's a young